Hey there coders, welcome back to another exciting episode in our Rust programming series. In today's video, we are going to explore vectors in Rust. Vectors are powerful and flexible way to work with dynamic arrays that can grow or shrink in size. We will go through a code example to learn how to declare access and modify elements in vector, line by line. Let's dive in. Before we jump into code, let's talk about what vectors are. Unlike arrays, which have fixed size, vectors in Rust are dynamic arrays. This means they can grow or shrink in size when needed. Vectors are a part of Rust's standard library and as implemented as fact. Now let's see how to work with vectors in code. Let's open up your editor and see how to work with Rust. First, we will declare Rust. Let's create one mutable variable named as v1 and use vac macro to create one vector 20, 30, 40 and 50. In this line, we use vac macro to create a vector v1 with initial values of 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. The vac macro is most common way to initialize the vector in Rust. We also use the mute keyword to make v1 mutable, allowing us to modify its element later in the code. Now, let's create one more vector that is v2, sorry, that is v2 with vac macro. Here it is. In this line, we created another vector v2 using the syntax vac macro. Here value is repeated element and count the number of repetition. Here v2 we specify 0 as repeated value, we specify 0 as repeated value and 5 as the count, means resulting in the vector which look like this. We have created a vector with repeated values. Now let's modify elements of v1. Sorry. Let's modify the element of v1 equals 22. We modify the first element of v1 by accessing it using its index and assigning it a new value. In Rust, vector indexes starts from 0, so v1 0 refers to first element, that is 10, and we set v1 0 to 11, updating the vector looking like this. And in this, we have updated second value 20, which look like this. Now print the vector, print ln and print the vector 11, 22, 30, 40 and 50. That's all. Now we have printed the value, we have printed v1 vector and we have seen that updated value. To summarize, we learned how to declare vectors using vac macro, create vectors with repeated values here, created vectors with repeated values, access and modify vector. We have modified vector. If you want to access only one using indexes, you can first element of vector is sorry, v1 0 and run this code. Sorry, println here it is. Expected token. Sorry, I'm sorry. Currently we are not using v2, so specify the compiler that we are not using this. Sorry, again sorry. Use comma and here it is. 11, 22, 30, 40, 50 and first element of vector is 11. First element of vector is 11 because we have updated that from here. So that's all for this video. I will see you next one. Let's keep watching and keep building with Rust. Thank you.